We talked a little bit about income levels. We want to be below middle income. We talked about jobs. We learned how to actually find that information. And now we're going to talk about crime, right? Another no-brainer. We don't want violent crime. So did you guys, I actually did a little bit of research before the webinar here today. Anybody have a guess for the most dangerous city in the US? Oh, we do have some music here. All right, we have some Jeopardy, Final Jeopardy music here. Kate is on point here. All right, so let's take a few guesses out there. What do you think the most dangerous city is in the US? All right, who do we got here? We've got Wilmington, Delaware. Interesting. I would not have guessed Wilmington, Delaware. It is not Wilmington. It is not Baltimore, which is something I would have thought. I'm a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan, so anybody who can, you know, maybe talk a little bit of trash on Baltimore, I would have been okay with. It's not Baltimore. St. Louis is the answer there, Jamie. St. Louis is the answer. And Yuan, she asked about Jacksonville. It is not Jacksonville. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's from somebody who's anonymous. They asked Jacksonville, trying to get me on that. It's not Jacksonville. The answer for the most crime-ridden city, according to all the major publications here for 2019, is St. Louis. You can Google it. All right. So I wanted to take a look at what that looks like for some objective, tangible data about what you can do to actually make a decision of where you want to invest. So I pulled the crime maps. And I wanted to show you where we would never invest, right? We don't invest in neighborhoods that look like this. This is St. Louis, okay? So you have this ability now to look at crime maps, which a lot of investors do before they make a decision. And they give you a crime risk based on the number of incidences that are public record. And they give you a visual. It's pretty helpful. Here's what St. Louis looks like. This is the most crime-ridden area in the world, or in the US. And so this is a place that you probably don't want to own rental properties, in my opinion, right? If our neighborhoods in Jacksonville looked like this, we would be in a tough spot because I guarantee you we would have a ton of issues. We would have a ton of maintenance issues. We would have a ton of turnover. And oh, by the way, people might be put in danger, and that's not what we are about here for our internal staff, and definitely not for your investment properties, right? So this is where we don't invest. Here's a place that we do invest. I'm going to continue with the theme of the west side of Jacksonville, right? So here's that same crime map, all right? And you can see the less safe to the safer areas. Now, truth be told, I'm colorblind, so I'm going to totally fail on the variations of colors here. But the key here is that you don't want to have a ton of violent crime, or a ton of these dark areas, right? Dark areas mean violent crime, okay? Now, at the end of the day, actually, you know what? I should take a step back. Dark areas don't necessarily mean violent crime. They mean a lot of crime, okay? This does not talk about the violence level within the area. But you don't want to see a lot of dark areas. I think we can all agree on that, okay? One thing I want to point out is that when you're investing in rental properties, again, I'm going to come back to this concept that there is no perfect investment out there, okay? If you want to invest in an area where you have no blips on the map and you see all clear as far as this crime map here, you're going to be investing in an area on the beach, right? An area where home values are so high that the rents won't get you to where you need to be in order to cover your expenses. So one of the things that everybody needs to understand if they're going to be investing in cash flowing rental properties is that you're going to be investing in a neighborhood that is below middle income, right? Now, the reality is that all neighborhoods have some crime. You can't get rid of crime, right? But what we want to avoid is a preponderance of violent crime. But what you're going to see in even the neighborhoods that we've invested in for 13 years, where I own 300 rental properties, you're going to see that there are some pockets that are shaded, dark. Does that mean that I totally write off this entire area as a potential place to invest? Absolutely not. I go into this knowing that this is a neighborhood that I may not choose to live in myself, but this is a decent, hardworking neighborhood, and I also know that crime happens everywhere. What doesn't bother me, to be quite honest, is the crimes that are done by stupid people just because they have an opportunity to do it. So, vandalism and things of that nature, clearly I don't like that. But has my property ever been vandalized that I own? Yes, right? If the house is vacant, has something been stolen from a house that I own myself? Absolutely. Right? I've been doing this for 13 years for over 300 properties that I still own today. So I just want to get you in the mindset that I don't want us to sit on our ivory towers and think that there's going to be no crime ever. We need to be realistic about where we're investing. And this is a very realistic picture of one of our 4 major neighborhoods here in Jacksonville.